over.
This is Wednesday, the 21st of June 2023. We're on our way to the stallion stables. Right?
Here you go.
Kathy in a lovely t-shirt. She actually thinks she was a member of staff. She thinks she was a member of staff.
I think
with a
I'm
lovely
sure.
t-shirt on.
I think the lady in the toilet when we first went in. I
Yeah.
think she thought I was a member.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
she did.
God.
Yeah.
What did he say to her? He said, oh, got to be my friend.
No, she spoke to the other lady who got me to work with her.
Go to the right, Tony. Go to the right.
She needed some toilet paper, so I got it for her. And then she came out and so I think she thought I was part of this.
Actually, I know. He got his stable painted up there. He got his stable painted up. His walls are all painted. All brand new painted. Yeah, they're all painted. Yeah, the walls are getting painted. Well, the few stallion stables have been painted. Yeah. There is a lot of them need to be painted. Yeah, the decoration lights, for example, need to be painted.
Yeah.
But this is the king.
We came along here before, didn't we?
This
When
is
I
the
first
king.
came, we came along.
This is the Invincible Spirit in here. And he's now 26 years old. He's the oldest stallion. He's the man that he's the stallion that's paid most of the income paid most of the expenses of that new shop and reception. He paid most of the expense of that new shop and reception. And he pays the income of the stud. And plus he pays the staff's wages. So he's the man in charge here. Without Invincible, there would be no Irish National Stud. And that's a fact. He keeps this place together. So, he's the boss.
Look at his ears.
He's the boss. This guy is the boss. He's the main man. And he's still covering. This guy's still covering. At 26 years old, he's still covering. Yeah.
You just notice the muscles on his shoulders there. Absolutely enormous.
And he's more successful as a sire than he was as a racehorse.
I think that this would be painted up better for him.
He's more successful as a sire than he was as a racehorse. He wasn't as successful as a racehorse. He's more successful as a sire.
Okay.
Yeah. And he has 21 sons all around the world.
That's stud.
That's stud.
See that? That's all he made prize when he was racing. 384,982. He made that in an afternoon here. He was covering 3 mares a day at €120,000 a pop for for a couple of years, for many years back then, back years ago.
He was 60,000 last year, and the year before that he was 80,000, wasn't it?
When he came first, he was 120,000.
120,000 when we first came here, yeah. We're here 6 years now. So. I would have liked to have been here years ago when he was in his youth, I would have liked to have been here years ago when he was still in his youth, but I'm sure he hasn't changed that much since he was in his youth. He still looks probably just as good as he did back when he was a lot younger, Because he hasn't aged a bit. He has not aged. He still probably looks as he did when he was in his youthful days. Huh?
Looks a bit sad.
It's hard to know.
He's asleep. He's asleep. Because the sleep standing up and lying down. Eyes open, eyes closed. When they're standing up, they go into rapid eye movement, because like a daydream. And when they're lying down, they go into a deep sleep, like kind of dream and stuff like that. They go into deep sleep when they're lying down. When they're standing up, they kind of go into a daydream or rapid eye movement. Cat nap, it's kind of like a cat nap. Yeah. And they don't sleep like us. They don't sleep like 8 hours straight. They sleep like in patterns, like half an hour at a time. And they sleep for half an hour, and then they'd stay awake for about a few hours. And then they rest. They kind of mainly rest, and then they go for another sleep for another hour or two, and then they do more rest, and they maybe drink and but they wouldn't eat hay all night. They wouldn't eat hay. But I'd say the night's very long because they don't sleep like we do. Because we sleep 8 hours straight, but they don't sleep 8 hours straight like we do. So horse's night would be very, very long compared to ours, because they'd be awake a lot of the night. A lot of the night they'd be awake. Most of the night they'd be awake because they mainly rest, and they sleep out an hour, half an hour, and then they'd be awake for a few hours. They eat and drink and just rest, and then they go for another sleep for another hour, an hour and a half, and then they wake up again for another few hours.
Moving, is he?
Huh?
He's not moving.
He's asleep.
You guys need it for a few.
He's asleep for. He's kind of rapid eye movement. It's called rapid eye movement. It's kind of like a daydream. It's rapid eye movement. It's kind of a daydream. It's like a daydream. He's kind of daydreaming. He's daydreaming. It's hard to put the camera in, but that void in the bars. He's a beautiful horse. He looks magnificent for 26. He looks so youthful for his age. He hasn't aged at all. He hasn't aged at all.
He can hear people talking.
Yeah.
Because his ears are going. He can hear people talking.
Yeah.
Because his ears are going.
Horses have a lot better hearing than we have. It's a lot more sharper, and they have very sensitive hearing. It's very sensitive, and they don't hear like us. It's like kind of audio sound waves. It's kind of like audio sound waves. It's kind of like a radio sound, kind of radio sound waves. It's kind of like a radio, as if you're listening to earphones. That's the kind of sound they hear. It's like if you're listening to earphones or talking to a telephone. That's the kind of sound they have. If you're talking on a telephone, that's the kind of sound they'd hear. It wouldn't be like us. It's beautiful, isn't it? 26 years old. He probably still looks as youthful as he did back in the day. He hasn't aged a bit. He's in great nick for his age, 26. 26 is what in human years, Len?
104.
104. And he's still very fertile. He's the most fertile of all the stallions. Most fertile of all the stallions, invincible. He's my true inspiration. This horse is my true inspiration. I love him to pieces, and always will. The next one down is Free Eagle.
Twice?
Every time they do it.
Yeah.
Now, this one is Free Eagle. Do you remember Free Eagle? Do you remember Free Eagle, Kathy?
I don't remember the name.
Yeah, this is Free Eagle.
Oh no, he's staring at the wall as well.
Yeah, Free Eagle is his name. His mother is Polished Gem. His sire is High Chaparral. High Chaparral is his sire. And his son, Wise Eagle, he's just starting his schooling. They like to train him on the beach, apparently. His trainers like to train him on the beach. Yeah, so he's always starting his schooling.
Look how long his tail is.
Yeah, it's quite long, yeah. They get their tails, they get trimmed, how often do they get their tails trimmed, Liam? How often is it?
2 months.
Maybe 2 months or something, yeah. Because they do get very long. You can hear your friend next door there, Liam. He's banging his foot. Liam's very fond of the horse next door, but I'm not into him at all. I don't like him.
In Spain, yeah.
Being in Spain. And he's banging his foot. He wants to go and say,
Tell Kelly what you really think of him. She hates him. Why? Because his colouring. Doesn't like the colouring. Just doesn't do it for her. He's a browny grey colour. So not quite brown, not quite grey. Somewhere in between, it's speckled.
In between.
Have a look, go on. I'll put it on as well. You like that, yeah? You want to pass the one that I think.
God, give me strength.
Different shades of
Give me strength. Look, no bars. Look at the smear. Look. No bars. Look at that. No bars. Look, no bars. Why can't you do that?
I'll try.
I'm waiting until the coast is clear before I can go down to that.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going? Beautiful day, isn't it? Yeah. You're skipping the most important horse, by the way.
Huh?
You're skipping the most important horse. That one there, number 7. That horse is Invincible Spirit. He's the top dog here.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
That's a lovely colour horse. Tanya.
He's awful.
No. What don't you like about it? The colour.
He's not easy on the eye. He's not easy on the eye.
No, he's lovely.
Well, I'm glad you're happy. Have the camera down. I'm not filming them. Jesus. These are the stallion fees here. These are the stallion fees. And one of the names, you probably noticed, is Dragon Pulse. His name hasn't been taken down yet. Dragon Pulse is not here anymore.
He was sold it on a year.
And that's Venus's Bane at the top. The picture there. There are the fees. As you can see, Invincible, it's not private. He's on to private now. Lucky Vega is 15,000. And Venus's Bane is 12,000. Nanta Prado is 6,000. Declaration Night is 5,000. Regal is 5,000. Dragon was 2,000. Elisa Pimpernel is 2,000. Ekiano is 2,000. Yeah.
So really then, 2,000 in advance of covering. What does that mean? 2,000 in advance of covering. What does that mean?
That means you put your money up front,
Yeah.
and then the horse is covered, and then you go home. That's it. I think in other words, you put money up front, whereas the other one, it's only if they get pregnant that the money is paid. I think so. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think so. Yeah. So, if the mare is not pregnant by the 1st of October, no money is due. Only,
How long does it take for a
only
horse?
what?
How long does it take for a horse to get pregnant then? A couple of months or something.
Depending on, it can be unsuccessful a couple of times, then they try it again.
Yeah, come on, you're right. You can get me on camera now because I've been filming for a while.
Yeah. It's almost had to go anyway.
What time is it now?
The son of this is the son of
25 to
Galilean.
5.
Declaration Night. Deco! Dad! You put the camera into him. Jesus Christ almighty. Dad! This Decoration Night, he's the son of Galileo. You heard of Galileo, haven't you? Mm-hmm. This is the son of Galileo here.
He won 8 races.
He won 8 races, and his prize money is 1.5 million. Would you believe?
Pretty good.
Very, very good, yeah. And he nearly died at birth. He nearly died. This is the one that's telling about that nearly died at birth. Decoration Night, he's the one that nearly died at birth. This is the one that had the complications. Remember I told you about the complications? This is the horse here. This is the one here that nearly died at birth. He's the one that got his shoulder stuck inside the birth canal. This is in here. This is the horse that was very close to nearly dying. Isn't that right? You were really lucky to be alive, weren't you? You're a miracle baby. You're a miracle baby, aren't you? Deco. Dak. I call him Dak for short. Decoration Night. I call him Dak for short. Dak. Deco. I call him Deco. It's a nickname. It's my nickname for him. And this is Lucky Vega now. He's going to Australia soon. Lucky! He's going to Australia. He's going to Australia soon. He's going to Aussie land very soon for his next stage of his covering duties. His breeding duties. Stud duties. He's going sometime in July for his next stud duties. For his next stage of stud duties. And all right.
There's a
Lucky.
nice lot of hay in there, isn't there? Nice and soft for them. Yeah.
Lucky! Huh?
to lie on.
Yeah.
Lucky! Lucky! I thought, Jesus, they're all asleep today. Oh, Jesus, they're all asleep today. Lucy Pimpernel, and he's outside. They're painting the stalls. They're painting the stalls. They're all painting. They're all getting the stalls painted. Oh, look, the smell of painting now. Phew.
Just makes it look nicer, doesn't it?
They're painting the stalls here. They're painting all the stalls. Painting this stall too, there. Look. Painting this stall too. This is the stall of Palvicini. This is Palvicini's stall. The Palvicini's been out in the field for a while now, so I must pop down to say hello to him one of these days. I haven't been seeing him for a while now. I've been avoiding poor Palvicini. They say on the poster, Kathy, they say on the poster, half brother. These two. It says these two are half brothers. Palvicini and Lucy Pimpernel. It says half brother because they have the same dam. You see, normally if they have the same dam, it means that they're related. It means that they're brothers, full brother or full sister. I'm trying to tell, excuse me, I'm trying to tell her something. Liam,
Sorry.
I'm trying to tell her something. 'Cause
No.
the staff was telling us about 2 years ago. Paul's here, Paul Burke. Paul, what's his name? Not Paul Burke. Paul. What's his name? That works here. Paul.
Is he left?
No, Paul. What's his
Forget
name?
him.
What's his name?
The tall guy, I remember him.
Paul, the guy that works here.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Tall, Paul.
Is he
Yeah.
left?
Well, the guy that works here, anyway, Paul, or his name is, he told us about 2 years ago that the horses are related by the dam side. The dam means the mother. This is the dam here, that's the Tsar. The Tsar's on the left, the dam's on the right, you see. And the horses are only related by the dam. And I couldn't understand that. I always thought it would make more sense if they're related by the Tsar. You know, they have to have the same dad. Apparently they're only related by the dam side. And Lucy Pimpernel and Palvicini, they have the same dam, like Car Fantasy, you see. And it says half brother on their poster, you see. And so it would make more sense if it had full brother other than half brother, because they both have the same dam. So I think they made a mistake on that poster. It says half brother, it should say full brother. Shouldn't it say full brother?
Yeah, I think so.
So I think they should say full brother. So I think they're full brothers, not half brothers. Palvicini and Lucy Pimpernel, I think that they're full brothers, not half brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
Palvicini and Lucy Pimpernel, I think that they're full brothers because they have the same dam. So I think the staff have made a mistake. I think they made a mistake. You know, that should say full brother, not half brother,
Yeah.
on the poster. Anyway, this is Nanda Parado. This is my friend Nanda Parado. Hiya.
Well, how are you keeping?
Grand.
Hello.
Yeah.
25 to 6, Tanya. We'll
Yeah.
finish off soon now.
This is Nanta Prado. This is my friend Nanta Prado. No, when we first met Nanta Prado about 2 years ago, he was at the door practically nearly every day. Every time he came to the store, he's nearly at the store every day, more or less every day. But of late, he hasn't been very sociable at all. On Monday, it was a Monday or Tuesday, it was probably the first time I had a hello with them in months. Is that right? Months?
Yeah.
Months, yeah. So I had a quick hello with them the other day. First time in months. Isn't that right, Nando? Nando! Nando! Come over to the door, say hello to me, will you? Nando! Come on, Nando! I want to hello. I want to introduce you to my friend Kathy. Come on. Nando, come on. Quick hello for my friend Kathy. Come on. Nando. Nando Parado.
Just doesn't like it, Tanya.
Nando Parado. He's gorgeous. This is a gorgeous horse. And Nando Parado and Lucky Vega are the same age. They're born the same year, 2018. They're both 5 years old. The youngest of the stallions. Nando Parado and Lucky Vega, they're both 5 years old. The youngest. The youngest of the stallions. The oldest is Lucy Pimpernel. The oldest is Invincible Spirit. The oldest is Invincible Spirit. Yeah. Equiano is 18. Equiano is 18.
Amazing, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
amazing.
So Equiano came here, and when he came, he's already halfway through his stud career, which is probably the first time they've ever done this, bring a stallion to stud is halfway through his stud career. This is the first time they've ever done this, because normally they bring a horse just off the racetrack. It just retired from racing, but they've never done this before, bring a horse halfway through his stud career. Equiano came from Newcastle stud in England, and he was a shuttler. He shuttled to Australia. So he's been to Newcastle stud in England, Australia, and to Ireland. So he's been all over the place. And he's French.
Travelled. He's
Yeah.
travelled.
Yeah, he's travelled all over the place. And he's French. He's also a French horse, Kian. He's also a French stallion. So, there you go. So he's actually a gorgeous horse too, by the way. Unfortunately, he's not in the stable to introduce you to him today, but I have him on video. I have him on video. So later on, I might show you on video. I'll show you him on video later on. He's an absolutely gorgeous horse, isn't he? It's a beautiful horse. Yeah, it's a lovely horse. He's so friendly. He's very, very friendly. Yeah, very friendly. Gorgeous horse, Kiana. It's really French in sounding name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kiana. This is Nando Parado, and he's been very mean of late. Don't say hello to me at all. He's been very mean of late. And that white mark, do you see the white mark on their leg?
Yes.
The white mark there.
Yes, but he's too busy eating.
No, the white mark on their leg, that's their knee. That white mark in there on their leg, that's their knee. Oh, the thumb, is it thumb?
Thumbnail.
Oh, it's a thumbnail, it's a thumbnail, is it? The thumbnail. Oh, that's the thumbnail. It's a big one, that's the thumbnail.
So they evolved from a multi-digit leg, foot, and a thumbnail is still invisible.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. And the other four fingers have merged into a hoof. So it's still basically the same design as we have.
Yeah. I've heard of that.
Because he's gorgeous horses, but unfortunately he's not showing his lovely gorgeous face though, are you, Nando? He's been very mean. He's got a lovely star. There's a lovely white star on his forehead, Kathy. Lovely white star on his forehead. Unfortunately he's hiding it away from us. The lovely white star on his forehead. He's kind of like a brown beauty. So
You don't realise how big these horses are till you stand beside them.
Yeah.
Because you see them on TV, but actually standing beside them, they are hard.
They're absolute monsters.
He is beautiful. He's like a brown beauty. He's got like white star on his forehead. He's absolutely gorgeous. It's a shame that he's hiding today.
You should see some of the ones like Night Thunder, you just see him walking past and his muscles are
Yeah.
Gorgeous Night of
Yeah.
Thunder. I'll fancy Night of Thunder.
unbelievable muscles.
We were up the Stallion Trail in January, Night of Thunder. We went to Kildag and stuff, and Night of Thunder was there. And I just instantly fell in love with Night of Thunder. I'm in love. That's exactly what's going like this. That's the way it's going. I'm in love.
What time is it, Liam?
Call it day, yeah.
Traffic police.
I'm in love.